Hi guys, welcome back to the Press Gang Restaurant and Oyster Bar here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm Chef Brian. Today we're going to do Atlantic salmon. We're going to do a seared piece of Atlantic salmon with crispy smashed red nugget potatoes, summer salsa, sweet corn soubise, and some fried baby kale. Let's get these red nugget potatoes on the go first because they take the longest to cook. My friends at True North Seafood, they bring me this nice fresh Atlantic salmon. I don't need the whole fish. I don't have any use for the head or the bones, so I don't bother bringing them in. I get them brought in sides, helps cut down on my labor. First thing I'm gonna do is just run my hand down along the fish, just to make sure that there's no pin bones or any of the belly bones left in the side. This one's nice and clean. I'm just gonna take my thumb and separate that skin and fat from the fish like that. Then we'll start down here at the tail, make a little slice, slide the knife in underneath the fish and in between the skin. I'm going to stop right about there, fold that flap up a little bit, and make a little incision in the skin. What that's going to do is let me put my finger in there, and it's going to give me good purchase on that skin so it doesn't slip out of my hand when I remove the fish from the skin. It comes off in a nice whole piece. Just trim this little piece off here, the fin and the outside of the belly there. Then I like to clean it off like this. This piece of the belly I'm then going to cut down, and that goes in, and we put that in our seafood chowder. Portion it down into our 6-ounce portions. Fish is nicely portioned. All right, we've got our salmon cut up. Our potatoes are boiled. I've taken them off. They're chilling in the fridge. Let's make that sweet corn soubise. Take the tops and the bottoms off of the onion. I'm just going to cut it in half. Then we're just going to go through and give these guys a nice rough chop. We're not looking for anything too precise here because this sauce is all going to get blended up together. Just go through the onion, put this into the bowl, turn some flame on there. Soubise is a classic French sauce of onions cooked in butter and then pureed. I like to add a little bit of sweet corn to it. Gives it a really nice flavor, nice and summery. So we're gonna add the onions. Gonna mix that all around. We just want the onions to go nice and translucent, get nice and soft, and soak up all that butter. Now you can see the onions are starting to get a little bit translucent in color, right? So we're gonna take this beautiful corn, gonna add that in there. We'll mix that all around. All that corn is starting to suck up all that butter. Butter makes it good, cream makes it better. We'll mix that in. Beautiful. Season with some salt, some ground black pepper. We'll mix that in. Let that simmer for a couple of minutes, let all those flavors marry together. Our corn soubise has simmered nicely. We're just gonna put some of it into blender. Now we're gonna make some noise. There you have it, corn soubise. So, next time we see this, we'll be putting it in a pan, getting it hot, putting it on the plate with the fish. All right, so we've got all of our elements ready to go. All right, our potatoes that we cooked, I got them here, we got them chilled. We're gonna cook those off in some butter, of course, more butter. I'm gonna put some butter in the pan here and get the heat going. We're going to use smashed red nugget potatoes. So, once they've been cooked and they're nice and soft, literally all you're gonna take is your palm of your hand and smash it down. We're gonna put those in the pan with some butter, season them up with some salt and some pepper. Once they've gotten a chance to absorb up some of that butter, we're just gonna take them and flip them over, and then we're gonna go into the oven. All right, here we go. We got our salmon, Atlantic salmon. We're gonna season it up, some salt, some pepper. If you put the salt on it and season it too soon, that salt is gonna start to draw the moisture out of the salmon, and it's going to cause a layer of water or liquid there, and you're not gonna get that nice sear that we want. Place it right down into the oil. As it sears and browns, it's gonna naturally release itself from the pan. If you go and try to move it too soon, you might get some sticking, and you'll maybe tear the top of the fish. You'll see the browning starting to happen. Fish cooks really quickly. This happens really fast. Now you can see that the fish has naturally released itself from the pan. We're just gonna flip that over. That nice brown sear that you got there. A couple of knobs of butter. Swirl that around. Gonna take a little bit of white wine. Add that to the pan. Again, careful if you're doing that at home. And then this is gonna go right into the oven to finish. Now, I run my oven at about 500 degrees, so that's not gonna take very long to cook at all. Let's get those green beans going. A little bit of butter in that pan. Going, we're gonna turn this pan on as well to heat up that soubise sauce. Okay, a few green beans in there. Our soubise that we blended up, that nice sweet corn soubise. Gonna add a little bit of salt, some pepper. Everything has to be nicely seasoned. A little bit of white wine. All right, so everything's come together well. We're getting ready to put this all on the plate. We're gonna start with the sweet corn soubise. Just gonna put a little on the plate here, and then we're just gonna drag it across the center of the plate. Next, I'm gonna take our green beans. Gonna take those and just put them off onto the paper towel first. What that's gonna do is wick off any extra butter and wine so that doesn't bleed out onto the plate and ruin our presentation. So then those are just gonna get transferred onto the sauce, like so. I'm gonna do the same thing with these guys, and then we're just gonna place those right on top of the green beans. Beautiful how that comes out of the oven. Same thing again. We'll just wick that off for a second. Onto the plate. Then we're gonna finish with a nice fresh summer salsa. I got some cucumber and some red pepper, some red onion, a little bit of jalapeno for something interesting. Seared Atlantic salmon with smashed crispy nugget potatoes, green beans, sweet corn onion soubise, and fresh summer salsa. That is beautiful. Let's eat.